Mhm. I just love that opening. That music just gets me in the mood. It just helps me let go of any stress, any tension, just kind of let go and get ready. So wonderful. Welcome to Spiritual Chit Chat, everybody. I am Michelle Lambergy, the Awakener. And as an awakener, doesn't mean I'm awakening you. It means that I'm working on the awakening process myself with the understanding that we're all one. So as I work on myself, as I grow and I learn, and I peel back the layers of consciousness, as I peel back the layers of programming, of things that we're told that maybe aren't so, programming of who we are that maybe we're not. And as I peel that back and begin to reveal my true and authentic self, I hope that that is helping all others to take that brave journey. It's not for the faint hearted. And I know that all of you that are here, you're on the same journey. You're here, you're listening to this, you're drawn to this because you're in the same place. You're an awakener too. You're an awakener too. So today we're going to talk about spirit guides. But before we get started, I always like to say a little prayer. And what that does is that sets the intention that allows for us to just be in this beautiful space. And we set an intention and call in that guidance and that help. And when we do that, we understand that with this oneness that we're coming to really embody, we understand that we're not calling something outside of us to come help us. We're actually calling that which is within us to rise up. Hey, Jody. Hey, Wahali. We're asking for what we're calling upon to rise up from within us, to begin to make itself present within us because it's already there. So let's all just take a nice deep breath, just breathing in and breathing out. And I just call upon Mother, Father, God, that great creator, prime creator, original creator that creates with light and with sound and with love. And we call upon the great archangelic Elohim, those beautiful beings who created all that we get to experience with in this great huge paradigm, this great big huge matrix, this holographic experience. And we're in this because we are here to learn to understand who we are. And so we call upon that which is within us, that is the creator, that is the creator and the creation, that is the Elohim, that is the light, that is the love, that is the manifestation, that is the archangelic Elohim, the seraphim, the great Christs of this time. And as we call that up from within, we begin to embody, we begin to envelop that, and it begins to outpicture in our world. We begin to see this in our experience. And so, beloveds, we just thank you so much as we know that as we move forward in the show, that we are protected, we are guided, and that only truth, love, and light can come through. And so, beloveds, again, we are so grateful to be filled and surrounded with love and light. And we just say amen, amen, and amen. So good. Hey, Kathleen. Kathy Greco's in the house. Very good. So today we are talking about spirit guides. So much to say on this. When I was getting ready today for the show, it's interesting because I'm doing a lot of recording meditations and editing and that kind of stuff. And so I'm like in the zone, I'm in this meditation zone. I'm in this space where I'm really kind of, even as I'm doing my work, I'm contemplating the deeper meaning. And it's really interesting. And when I was thinking about spirit guides, what I'm really being guided to do is to not only, hey, Kathy, hey, Hillary, is to not only talk about spirit guides, but to bring to your awareness of I don't want to use the word level because that indicates a separation, but the frequency with which you're calling your spirit guides from. It's not necessarily who the spirit guides are, but it's the frequency that you're calling it from. And, we live in a world right now that's just done gone crazy. And we understand that there's there's an influence that isn't love and light right now. There's an influence that really feels dark. I'm even noticing it, like, I love my romantic comedies, and I noticed that they're getting less and less, and all these scary, weird shows and darkness and just the angst and pain is infilling all of my shows, man. And I actually Hey, Araceli. Welcome, welcome. And I'm just noticing that there just seems to be this creeping kind of shadow sort of thing coming in. And so I want to talk, we're going to talk about spirit guides in a minute, but I want to talk first about really being conscious that we do live in a plane of duality. We do live in a place of light and dark, of good and bad, of God and whatever the other thing is. I always light and dark, light and dark. And it's getting more pronounced because we are coming into a place where humanity as a whole, which is going to be done individually through each of us, really need to decide which side we're on, right? And so what that requires is us to take a look at our own shadow, take a look at what we're doing and how we're living in the world. And are we living in our spiritual authority, or are we still kind of like riding the fence? And it's so important that we start taking notice. Another thing is there is a quality of some spiritual guidance that I've run up with that other people are using with that don't feel like they're really high vibration. They don't really feel like they're love. And so it's not anything to be afraid of. And I'm not talking about this for you guys to be afraid of. I'm talking about it for you to be aware that from now on, like when you call in guidance, when you call in your spirit guides, make sure you call them in, the ones that are true love and true light, because there is a false light element to what's happening in the earth. We live in an inverted system. We live in a system that has kind of been, I guess, maybe hijacked, if you want to use that word. I'm not sure exactly what the word is that we want to use, but things have been inverted. What's good is bad, what's bad is good, and you can see it, in so many things now. We're being shown things, that we all know is bad, but we're being told they're good. And it's coming through authority figures. It's coming through that. And so keep in mind that that sort of thing that's going on right now is also going to be happening in the spiritual realms. So it's very easy for spirits that aren't for the love and light, true love and true light, to come in and go, oh yeah, hey, I'm Archangel Michael. Okay, I'm Jesus. Okay, I'm this and that. And unless you are aware, unless you give yourself permission to really feel it and are really aware, it's easy to begin working with these. And I even had a big long talk, because you guys all know I work with Archangel Michael. And I put him to the test recently. I'm like, you need to show me that you're of true love and true light, that you are truly an archangel of the Elohim strain, and not just some, tricksy spirit. And he said, okay. And he walked out of my energy fields. And I was kind of like, oh man, don't tell me he was a faker spirit, and I just was almost like, you know what? If that's what that is, I'm done. Close the book. I'm going to go be a painter or a singer or, a couch potato for the rest of my life. I was really, but what happened was, he did this because he gave me a teaching moment to when I had to sit down and I had to really think about what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm working with, what my intentions are, and to take my authority as not only, hey, Sam, to take my authority not only as someone who does readings for people, but as a spiritual being on this planet who is part of the one. And am I going to always be like, oh no, it's scary. Oh no, doubt, doubt, doubt. Or am I going to go, bam, this is what I'm calling in. This is who I am. This is it. And only the spirit guides who match this criteria, true love, true light, highest frequency, who resonate with the love and the light and the manifestation of the one true God. And, that's all I'm doing. And it's taking authority. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's time for all of you to take authority. Those of you who are even here asking questions, it's important that you take authority over your fields and over your intentions and over your questions, because your voice creates this frequency. This frequency creates. And if this frequency comes out with love and peace, it's wonderful. This frequency comes out with doubt, it's a little bit lower frequency. This frequency comes out with guilt and shame, it's a really lower frequency. Thank you, Rev Ned. I know we got some stuff to talk about. I just had like a whole new poof in my brain. And so it's really important. And I scheduled this show to talk about spirit guides a month ago, not realizing how much things would change in the world within me in this month. And I'm really happy that I get an opportunity to talk to you guys about it, because it's so important these days. And from these days forward, and has always been important, always will be, it's the eternal thing, is becoming from love. And I have been in a predicament. I have been in a situation where I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I know what love is. What is unconditional love? What is that? Right? What is it? What does it feel like? I don't even know if I've been loved unconditionally. And I remember going into meditation, and I felt very much like there was nobody around me. And this was after I had asked Archangel Michael, "Are you the real thing?" And he stepped out. And I said, maybe I'm here all alone. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've been lying the whole time. Maybe, yeah, thanks. Thank you, Sam. Maybe, woo, excuse me. Had to get that out. Clear. Um, maybe I've been being misguided by faker spirits. And so I sat down, I got very clear with myself, and I'm like, I know I'm here for love. I know my intention is love. That I do know. Have I ever been truly loved? I don't know. But does it matter? No. Because I am love. And that I know, that I understand. And as you just give yourself that little inch, that little bit, maybe it's only a centimeter of, yeah, I agree. I am love. There is love within me. Regardless of what's gone on outside, within me there is love. That's all you need to be in that love frequency and that vibration. And that acknowledgement of that allows it to grow. It allows it to take root. It allows it to begin to grow and expand. Then, when you see and you feel through the energy of love, you know what is real and what is not. You know what is fake and what is real. So as I'm coming to this and I'm understanding, I receive, hey, Beth Ann, and coming to this understanding, I began to have information coming to me about a higher frequency of understanding spirit guides, angels, archangels, love, light, true love, true light. What's the difference? What is it? All this stuff. And it's kind of like, it's very technological. It's very intergalactic, and it's very ancient teachings, which is kind of like, I can only take like little nibbles at it, because it's just like, oh my God, my brain starts bubbling. But it's been really fantastically aligned with what we're talking about today, because you've got to have your authority. You've got to choose that you are love and choose love. Then when you start calling upon spirit guides, you start inviting these beings in, you then are able to detect, oh, is this feel right? Does this feel good? Or is this feeling wonky? And it doesn't mean good or bad, because we're not here to judge. We're here to say, is it right for you? Does it feel right for you? And so after I went through that whole thing, and this was actually just last week when a lot of this came through, and then Archangel Michael came popping back in, and he's like, can I come home? I'm like, are you of true love? Yes, I am, he said. Are you of true light? Yes, I am, he said. Are you an archangel of the Elohim? Yes, I am. I said, and I have to ask this 3 times, don't I? And he said, yes, you do. Because there is a law that you have to ask things 3 times. It's a spiritual law, and it's the energy of the Trinity, because there is light, there is sound, and then there is manifestation. And so we have to bring in the Trinity to have truth. So I went through the whole rounds. Archangel Michael, are you of love? Are you true love? Are you true light? Are you the Elohim archangel? Yes. Are you true love? Are you true light? Are you Elohim archangel? Yes. Okay, good. He clears. And so he said, so feel this now. And I sat there with him, and I can feel him, and he's always on this side. He's always kind of behind my shoulder, and I can see him, this great big blue angel with these huge white wings. And he said, now stop feeling me outside of yourself. And I was like, oh, okay. I know that. I know that. I've even been talking to you guys about, it's like everything is within. If we're in this oneness thing, right? Everything is within. He goes, feel me within you. And as I was feeling that energy and stuff like that, I was reminded of an experience I had like 20 years ago when I'd gotten my Reiki level 2 attunement. Amazing day. And we were doing a Reiki circle afterwards. And I was on the table, and everybody laid their hands on me. And all of a sudden, I'm shooting through this tube, and these huge chains are flying off of me, frequency super high. And my whole body is shaking, or felt like it was shaking. And I'm just going, and these chains are coming off, and I can hear them like crack, and I can even feel them pulling at my body. And then I get to the other end, and I like get shot out into this whoo, where I'm just kind of floating there. And I realize, oh my gosh, I'm through the tube, and I see before me this huge blue angel with brilliant white wings, beautiful long white hair, everything sparkling, everything sparkling. And I hear a voice, and it's a feminine voice. And she just says, I am you. And I remember sitting there in just kind of wonderment, like, I wonder what she means. Because 20 years ago, I had no idea about any of this stuff. I was just starting out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then as those words kind of like moved into my body, it was like, oh, no way. There's no way this angel is me. But what a huge ego I have to think that I could possibly be an angel, that this angel could possibly be me. And I put it away, right? I set it aside because I couldn't possibly, no way, right? Took me a while, maybe another 5 years, to where I really started working with the angels. I had some wonderful experiences. They kept kind of coming in and be like, are you ready now? Okay. Are you ready now? Okay. And so when I finally was like, all right, I'm working with the angels, I started studying Doreen Virtue and actually got attuned by her. But it was interesting because then I could even tell like some of this stuff was good, but some of this stuff didn't feel quite right. And so I took what felt good, and kept on going. But it wasn't until I really came to understand how important it is that we be strong and take our authority and understand who we are, that I really begin to tap in the true essence of these archangels. We've kind of mainstreamed them, right? Doreen Virtue, thank you to her for bringing the word archangel into every home. Everybody knows what angels are now too. And making it a mainstream thing. But now it's like, okay, so everybody knows about them now. Now we need to start working with the higher consciousness because our consciousness is raising, we're awakening, right? We're becoming more aware of all the crazy and all the weird stuff and the programming. And we're beginning to be aware that there's layers and layers on us. And deep within is this wonderful essence that begins to long to come out, right? And so it's so important that we not ignore that we not think that it's something that isn't real. Because I come to find out that angel that appeared to me 20 years ago is an Elohim angel. that Archangel Michael is aligned with, that is me. It is me. I am an Elohim angel. That's why Archangel Michael comes to work with me. So are all of you. It's our essence. It's who we are. We're human angels. We're human angels. And it's so important that we all begin to say yes to this information, to say, yes, I am. I am that I am. To begin to reach higher and deeper into ourselves as to who we are. Because when we do that, that is your spirit guide. That is the spiritual guidance that we want to be working with. That is where we connect to our true spirit guides. It's not something outside of us. It's not something outside of us. It's something within us. Those voices and that guidance come up from within, right? So when we're in our spiritual authority, when we use the words, I am that I am, I'm sacred and holy, we begin to confirm this, that our soul knows, and that is being revealed to all of us by this contrast of light and dark, right? And it's getting really contrasty. It's getting very contrasty. We begin to realize, and we begin to reclaim our authority. We begin to know who we are. And our spirit guides the different aspects that we need to communicate with and connect with are all part of us. And then we can't be misled. Yes, Sam is an earth angel. Absolutely. Angels that are here on this earth from the Elohim, who was there was sound, light, and love, and they create that, which is the original creation, created the Elohim and the archangelic Elohim, and they are our creators. It's my understanding at this point in time. It's amazing. You know, I had that experience I shared with you guys a couple years ago about how I did plant medicine and was elevated to be one with the entire universe and all the universes. And this authoritative voice came through and said, you are creator and you are the creation. You're all of it. I was like, whoa. Well, now I understand it even more. When we understand that we are the Elohim angels, we are part of that. We are the creators. And we are the creation, because the creation is the matrix that we're in. And as we become these individual fractals of this Elohim consciousness that is pure love. That's it. Pure love. That's it. Pure love. But as we come into that individuated fractal, into this earth plane, we're here to learn and to grow and to come back to this awareness of who we truly are. And we do that through the process of duality. And duality is at play in everything as we grow and we learn. There's always a part of me that's like, who made up this game and why are we still playing it? But that's for another talk. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because you are your spirit guides. You are your own guru. You don't need to reach outside of you, because right now what's out there is a little bit woo, right? It's a projection of the shadow. Your shadow too, my shadow too. But we're in the inner, and we call upon that, our soul, which is also part of that light, that love. Call upon that as our spirit guide. And if our spirit guide shows up within us as a bear or an eagle or a fairy or a unicorn or an angel, awesome. Because there's a party going on inside of you. And I say we all attend, because we're one and we're all in this together. So remember, true love, true light. Not just love and light anymore, guys. True love, true light. That's what we're aiming for, because that's who we are. That's what it's time to realign with. That's the secret. And it's not the only secret. And that's the end all be it all secret. But it's the secret that we need right now for us to be able to navigate the crazy that's going on right now. I made the mistake of tiptoeing into a newscast. I was watching YouTube, and I watched like all my love and light stuff and my Atlantic science and all this stuff in Tartaria. I love Tartarian stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this whole like thing. And it came on. I was like, oh, what's this? And just, it was so bizarre that my eyes got fuzzy, like I couldn't see. And my hearing started going wah, wah, wah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm having a stroke. I'm getting chills when I say this. I'm like going, oh my God, I'm having a stroke. Right? Like I'm having a stroke. And all of a sudden I was just like, turn this off. And as soon as I turned it off, everything cleared up and it was fine. And I was like, what the he double hockey sticks is going on with that stuff? And I turned everything down, unhooked my modem, and spent the rest of the evening and the next day with like total disconnect with all that stuff. Because it was like, what is that? What is that? Is that the programming? Is that what is that? And then I'm like, I don't even want to know. I'm coming back to my and being in the center of this place where love is, and that's what is the truth, right? So I'm sharing this with you guys in hopes that you will take that in and that you will begin to pay attention, right? Pay attention. And a lot of it is how you feel. And a lot of it is being really honest with yourself how you feel. Because we're programmed to feel what we're supposed to feel. I know, right? And so it's so important that we let ourselves feel what we do feel, and that we begin to anchor in that I am that I am. And I am that Elohim angelic energy, and I am true light, and I am true love. So that we can begin to journey out of what we're in right now, and to find that, and to help our brothers and sisters through. It's muddy murky out there, man. And it's a projection that we're all a part of. That's the mind-blowing thing of it. While we're striving for love and light, we also have to be aware that part of that muck is me. There's muck in there. But when we're continually affirming love and light, when we're continually affirming true love and true light, when we're continually connecting with our soul that is truth, that honoring, we begin to feel more correctly. We begin to think more correctly. We begin to operate more correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean in alignment with true love and true light. So this really is about spirit guides, but it's completely different than what I had planned on talking to you guys about when I planned this show. Because this coming month for October is we're going to be talking about mediumship. We're going to be talking about those on the other side. I am doing a mediumship class, a 2-day mediumship class. It starts, I think, October 13th. And it's the 13th and the 22nd, and where we're going to really learn about connecting to spirit guides. But we're going to connect in this way that gives us our authority, to where we're the strength and the light and the love. And what's going to happen is when we start connecting with our loved ones on the other side, we're also going to help to elevate them and to heal them, and to help them to be able to move out of the astrals and into true love and true light too. Because that's a part of what happens too, unless someone elevates all the way to the point of where they truly are living in I am that I am. There's this huge astral realm and all these different levels. But that's where most of us go when we pass away. And it's wonderful. And it's loving and it's wonderful. And there are angels there and everything. But it's part of the being trapped in this karmic thing that we're in. And we are trapped in it. We agreed to it at some point. But part of this awakening, part of this time that we're living in, part of the great awakening, the new earth, the whole thing is get out of this wheel of karma, so that we can begin to truly, truly ascend back into the truth of who we are. And it starts with you affirming it. And me. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Because when we all do it as that collective, it strengthens that, right? It strengthens that. So I hope that this helped you guys. We all have spirit guides. We all have different aspects of us. We all have different parts of us that speak to us every single day. The other part of working with spirit guides in the way that I've explained it to you is you got to listen. You got to listen. I had a time when I was doing work and I kept every oracle card I picked up said, "Listen, listen." And I finally got mad and I'm like, "I am listening, damn it." And I ended up getting really sick because I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention. I thought I was because I'm a spiritual teacher and I do it all. We all learn these things, right? We keep learning. So thank you guys. Thank you all. Oh, Sam, I'm glad that you got something out of this because it's really, really important. It's really important. When I do this show, I do kind of do it off the cuff. I don't script it. I don't, do a ton of planning, although I do throughout the week, tap into the energy and what needs to come and what needs to come through. And so it's really cool because even though I kind of know what I'm going to do, I don't have any kind of scripting. And I love when spirit comes through in such a powerful way and that it really touches you guys. And that's why I do it that way. That's why I do it that way. So very cool. Hey, Charlene. Nice, nice. Rajna. I know. That's your name. Oh, Aisha. Wonderful. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so glad you guys are here. Look at everybody. Ooh, ooh. I love it. Chit chatters are in the house. I love it. So let's move on to the second half of our little show here. And what we're going to do is we're calling upon the spirit guides of each of you. That beautiful, wonderful knowingness within you is going to answer your questions today. So go ahead and put your question. And you guys can also ask questions about what we're talking about here too. This isn't just about getting readings. This is also if you have questions about spirit guides, spirit guidance, even mediumship, we're open for that too. And also, I want you guys to put on your calendars. We've got that class coming up because I know a lot of people were asking for that, and I'm already getting people sign up. And so I don't want those of you that want to take the class to not get in. I'm going to tell you, it's October 15th. Sorry about that. 15th and 22nd. So it's Saturday mornings from 10 to 12:30 or 1, 2 Saturdays in a row. And you can sign up for it on my website, michelleambergy.com, because I know I've got, I only do 10 people, and I think I've got 6 people signed up. So you got to get in. Aisha. Intuitive Michelle Ambergy. I need to change that to Elohim Archangel. All right. Very good. So let's go ahead. Let's get some questions going. Sam had chills. I got chills. They're multiplying. All right. Hillary's coming in hot. Oh, okay. Hillary's coming in hot. What messages do I need to hear for my best and highest good in regards to my experience seeing my cyber stalker in person? Ooh. So, Hillary, I want you to take a nice deep breath. And I want you to focus your attention on your heart. And not your physical heart, on your heart chakra. Okay. We're having spiritual training today. And that's why with spiritual chit chat, that's my intention here. That's why the chit chat part is as important as the reading part, because this is teaching. These aren't ramblings of a mad woman, although they might seem like it sometimes. But this is spiritual teaching because I'm a teacher. It's what I do. All right. So, Hillary, what guidance do you need about running into your cyber stalker? Attention on your heart. And we're using Kyle Gray's. Ooh. Very good. All right. Hillary, the answer is first card you have is the Emerald Tablet Activation Cosmic Ordering, Divine Alchemy, and Conscious Manifestation. What this is telling me that this came into your awareness because basically you called it in. You wanted to know and you wanted to be free of this. You didn't want to know because, oh, I want to know who it is. You wanted to know because you wanted to be free of it. And because of that, you manifested this situation. And now it's okay because you moved through the stargate of the heart. So you can now let go and move on with what's going on. Okay. I feel like one of the things that you want to know about is, are you safe? I'm feeling that, like that question coming through me. Am I safe? And I want to say yes. And here's why. Because when you start operating in the heart, you automatically are lifting your frequency up above that lower frequency. I also feel like this cyber stalker person is just a lost and lonely soul. Is really what it feels like. So when you raise your consciousness, when you raise your frequency just by being in your heart and being loved, you're going to raise yourself right up out of and off of the radar. Okay? And I hear again something within you wondering if you're safe. And I'm going to say yes. It might be annoying, and it is. And this whole cyber stalker thing is getting to be just massive in the spiritual thing. All the spiritual teachers, all the people doing spiritual stuff are just getting stalked and trolled and all that stuff. And so it's getting really, really bad. And somebody's paying them. I'm sure it's not just one somebody. But yours is kind of more of an organic kind of a thing, Hillary, to where you are safe because it's somebody that just is just lonely, lonely, jealous, a little jaded. And you know how to do protection work too. You know how to put the violet light around you, the white light around you, how to claim your authority. And so this has been an experience which is kind of like an initiation for you to experience it, to face it, and now move on. Okay. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Okay. Well, Holly is saying, is it time to bring my friendship to an end, or would it be beneficial for me to give them yet another chance? For you, Holly, I'm using the Oceanic Tarot with the mermaids and the dolphins. You know what, Holly, what I'm getting really strong for you, and I'm also asking you, place your attention in your heart. That's where we want to do everything from that. Any decision we need to make, any question we have, even if it's what kind of soup to have for dinner, put your attention, your awareness in your heart. It's time for us to start getting our own answers, right? But what I'm feeling is yes. I mean, no. No, no, no. No. There's a reason why you're even asking this question, okay? So what I'm getting for you is I'm getting the card of imagination. You're hoping it's going to work. You're hoping they are what you think they are. You've allowed them enough times already. And all it's doing is causing you anxiety. And whatever reason you're holding on to this person, trust in your own importance, trust in your own feelings. You know what you feel. You know the answer to this. I'm just happy to be your manifestation to say, it's time to let go. But you don't have to do it in a big dramatic way. I'm ending this with you. Goodbye forever. You can just fade into the woodwork too. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Um, but you know that giving them another chance is just another opportunity for them to, I'm seeing almost like drag you down. No. Saying no is a very loving thing to do because anytime anybody latches onto you, becomes codependent, uses you as a source of whatever it is they need. That is incredibly unhealthy. And you're not honoring yourself. And this is for all of you guys. You're not honoring yourself. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right. Doesn't mean the other person's bad. Doesn't mean we have to say, you did this to me. You're bad. We don't have to do that. But we have to say, this isn't right for me. And it may have been right at one time, but now it isn't. And that's okay. That's what love is. It's honoring what feels right and good to you. And to discern the difference between this feels right for me because it's familiar and I'm scared to let go. And right? Because sometimes we do that. That's kind of an addictive kind of a thing. That's a codependent thing in and of itself. Well, I'm scared to let go because it's familiar and it's when I see them and they act normal and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be okay. And then they pull the little things that they do and you're like, oh, it's not okay. But when you keep doing that cycle, you're not in love. You're not loving yourself. So another chance? Mm-mm. Love yourself more than that, honey. I love you. All right, and I hope that helps. Jody. Spiritual guidance on building a new life outside of California. Okay, Jody. Put your attention on your heart chakra. Because we're letting your higher self, your Christ consciousness, we're letting you answer these questions now through these cards out of my mouth. That's how we're doing it. We're one, right? Isn't this cool? I didn't make this up. This is what's coming through right now. I didn't even think about any of this stuff. Ooh, okay. All right. So, Jody, what's coming through is first of all, you're getting this card. It's like the opening of the gateway, the temple of truth. Oh, we're talking about truth right now. True light, true love. It's opening for you. And absolutely it's something that is super beneficial for you. There's it's interesting because you got this card that's a halls of a mentee. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and initiations. It is time for you to move into this next phase of your life. I'm getting that really, really strong because you're not growing as much where you're at. You're always growing and you're an amazing woman. So you're always growing and you're super, spiritual. But a new life outside of California, it's like, yeah, because this is you have divine protection. You have the guidance of God, and we're just going to use that word in the biggest sense possible, of creator. We're going to use that. It's important for you to cut the cords and probably even right now as you're speaking, to call upon Archangel Michael to begin to cut the cords to everything that is holding you here and to be able to help you to move forward. A life outside of California for you is a go. It's a yes. Your higher self has been trying to get you to move towards that for a while. But it's also baby steps, right? So you're saying within the next few months, you can go as fast as you choose to go. However fast you go, it'll be perfect and right for you. So yes, you can do it. So do it. That's basically what the message is. Yes, you can do it. You're ready for your next step, your next phase. So cool. Let me know how that's going, Jody. All right. So Sam, what do I need to know for my highest good? All right. So Sam, place your attention in your heart and just really feel your heart. One thing I do want to tell you is I feel like your dad is upset as upset about this as you are. He may not be showing it, but he is. I'm also getting it doesn't need to be resolved right now. There's something that time needs to happen here a little bit. Um, it's kind of like that thing. It's like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because when you let time in there, everybody kind of processes it and gets back to balance. So I'm really getting it's like don't get tempted to fall back into the mayhem. I feel like there's something about your energy right now, you and your dad's energy that is just almost like magnetic opposites, and you can't come together. You just get together and you spin. So let it be for a bit. Turn it over to prayer. Um, how to resolve it is going to be through love and it's going to be through prayer. Right now, you take the responsibility for you and yourself. I'm getting again prayer. Start praying about it. Start holding your dad up in the light of truth and love, not for you, for him. Okay. That he finds what is best and for his best and highest good. And then start cutting the cords of all this stuff around you. Because this has a lot of strings to a lot of other things and stuff from the past. And it's kind of cut those cords, man. Cut those cords, and not just your dad, but everything. Cut all your cords. You need to clear all that stuff up and take responsibility for you, not anybody else, for you. When you do that, it's going to clear a lot of stuff up. And then you've got this card of drama. It's like whatever is going on, it's like I feel like everybody involved, it's like there's something that's not being spoken. There's something that's not being talked about. There's something that is swirling on the outside of this whole thing. And until you guys get calm within your own minds and your own hearts and you set this thing aside and let it kind of have some time, it's going to keep coming back to the same thing. Let it go for a little bit. If there's a time frame or something needs to be decided on, turn it over to prayer and just allow it to be answered that way. I feel like ultimately it'll be okay. You gotta let this thing breathe, man. You gotta let it breathe. And you know that. You're good with that. Just let it go for a bit. Let it go for a bit. Barbie, anything more? Oh, bless your heart. Well, Barbie, one thing that would be really good is for you. I don't know if you listened to the teaching that we had today, but listen to it from the very beginning. Because part of what's happening with this anxiety too is this the best way I can put it is this needing something that is basically it's like you're avoiding something. That's what I'm getting. That's what your heart is telling me. You're avoiding something. You're avoiding speaking something that needs to be spoken. Um, Also, staying active is really important staying active really important. And I know you're really being good about walking and that kind of stuff. Staying practical, being really gentle with yourself right now is super important. You're shedding layers and layers and layers and layers and layers right now. That kind of layers. You don't need other people. Right now, this is really interior job. And this is what it's based in, honey. You got to get truthful about this situation. But give yourself time. Doesn't have to be right now. And it doesn't mean you have to talk to the other person, but you got to get truthful with yourself. And I feel like you've started around this anxiety. I feel like you've um what's coming to me is like you've pulled the linchpin And so like it's like a lot of it is coming out. So what you're going through now is kind of like the remnants, the residue, if you will. And sometimes that's the gooeyest part, but the worst of it's over and you're starting to gain clarity. And so really do that inner work and that inner pondering, like we talked about at the beginning of this show, and see if that doesn't help you. See if that doesn't help you. All right, Carissa. All right, Carissa, darling. How to open your third eye. Well, there's a lot of questions that go with this. And so I'm going to tell you the best way to open up your clair senses, because if you have just your third eye open and you don't have all your chakras balanced and all your other senses activated, it can get you in trouble. Because having the third eye open does not give you the answers to everything. It just gives you more questions. So I'm going to broaden your question and say, how do I open my clair senses? And how do I become spiritually attuned? You start doing chakra work, working with chakra, working with the violet light. I've got a free violet light meditation on my YouTube channel. Go there, start doing it. Okay. Meditation, connecting with nature, honoring yourself, tapping into what I was talking about on the show are all things that you can do. But I'm going to tell you, being a clairvoyant and a very high level clairvoyant, having your third eye open does not give you the answers to everything. You have to learn the language. You have to learn how to tap into other senses to be clear. You have to learn how to be safe when you're doing that stuff. There's a lot more to it. It's not the answer. Learning to become spiritually attuned is, especially this day and age. So start working with all of your chakras, cleansing, clearing. Start learning about some of the Eastern traditions on working with the chakras. That kind of moves into yogic stuff as well. Breath is life, and that's another great place to start. So I hope that helps you, honey. I hope that helps you. So Kathy, because the internet is becoming a very dicey place, and I'm not a doctor, I cannot answer that question. And I'm sorry. They are coming down like frickin' Thor's hammer on anybody in the spiritual realms. And if you mention health, I mean, they will shut you down. They will close you up. You're done. So no Kanduski. Health advice is from medical professionals only. And I am not a medical professional. I'm a spiritual professional. I'm a mental emotional professional. I have degrees and certifications in that. But health, I got to run away from that one. I'm sorry. But you know how to get a hold of me. So, Rajna, what is my next step at this moment? I'm still sick. Oh, no, honey. In Mexico City, I'm supposed to leave Mexico by Friday, but I can't fly as I'm dizzy. One thing for you that's really important is staying hydrated. That's coming through really, really strong. I'm not sure what's going on if you're able to do that, but you're dehydrated right now, honey, and it's really important to get hydrated. And I'm also getting write it out. Move your awareness into your heart chakra, honey. I'm so sorry that you're sick. And I just want to call upon the healing archangels, a true love and true light to just really move in your life and begin to help you with this. I do feel like, Rajna, that where are we at Tuesday? I feel like by the end of this week, you'll be ready to go. I feel like that you'll be well enough to be able to make those plans. I'm not sure if you actually go on Friday, but I do feel like that you're going to be feeling quite a bit better. But getting hydrated is really important. You're like You gotta get that in there, and I'm hearing it's not even about water, it's about, like, f fruit, hydration, like that perfect pH that you can't get from fake water. It's, you really can't get it from bottled water, anything. It's fruit. So fruit. That's your answer, Rajna. Fruit. And I think you'll start feeling better when you start getting that in you. You definitely feel better. So I hope that helps you, honey. And I'll when I get done here, I'll send you some extra healing energy to kind of boost you up and lift you up. Okay. Oh, so sorry you're not feeling good. Aisha, my darling. I love you. So I feel drawn to physically move. You know what? It's funny that you say that. I feel the same way. It's like I want to move and I think about where and I get no answer. So Aisha, move, bring your awareness into your heart chakra and just allow yourself to answer this through either these cards or through, through my awareness, through my mouth. Um it's interesting, Aisha, when I'm feeling into this, I'm feeling almost like United States. It's like I'm feeling like you coming in kind of, and this may make no sense whatsoever, but just take it for what it is, because sometimes a little bit metaphoric, but coming in through the Caribbean and coming in to the southern states there. Not Texas, maybe Georgia. I don't think it's Florida. Um, it doesn't mean you're going to stay in the South there, but it's really weird. It feels really, really strong, like you coming into the Caribbean and coming in to like Georgia. I don't even think it's Louisiana. I think it's Georgia there. So it doesn't mean you're going to take a ship. You know what I mean? You could fly, but I just feel that route coming in there. I feel like that area would be very healing for you right now. And Aisha, I don't know if you've ever done cartography. I think it's called cartography. It's mapping that is in alignment with your astrology. But there's something in those southern states that feels like it really aligns with you. And I don't know if you're drawn there at all, but you might want to feel into it. I also feel um, like kind of like the northern part of Italy, Switzerland, France, that whole mountain range in there. That feels like it shines for you as well. Um, but it's really weird because, and I'm going to share with you guys too. There's so much weird stuff going on right now. There's so much like deception and shielding and all this crap, and I think a lot of it is whatever the satellites are doing up there. When I look around this planet, I used to be able to just get good feel for everything. In so many places, there's like this like static. And when I talk to you about that area over there of, you know, Italy, Spain, France, Switzerland, that whole area there, I still get that static thing. And I don't know what it is. I haven't sussed out what it is quite yet. But you're also being guided, to really listen to your heart. And when you know, you'll know. When it's time to go, you'll know for sure what it is. And I just heard the message, no hurry. There's no hurry. You don't have to hurry it. So I hope that helps. I know that's not a direct answer, but I hope that helps. So hi, Rosie. Oh, you're welcome, Wahali. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. So cool. Few months I'm planning. Good. Keep going, Jody. Keep going. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's I feel I can't tell you, Sam, that your dad is sad, but it's like this needs just needs some air. I don't know why. I can't quite feel like why there's just this that's there. Rosie is asking, would like to have a message about living near my daughter. She wants me to take care of my grandkids. You know what I'm getting, Rosie? I'm going to pull some cards on this. I'm getting really strong. Don't be completely available to her. And yes, it's wonderful to be grandma. I'm a grandma too. Um, and it's so wonderful. But there's also something about this. Like sometimes that works, but it's almost like there's something about you don't whatever choice you make, you don't want to be totally just completely available for her. I don't want to say taking advantage, but I feel like you get just kind of swallowed up in the whole thing. It might lose a little bit of yourself. And it is, but it's good. It's not, it's a yes, but it's just keeping some boundaries up. Keeping some boundaries up. And it's interesting. The first card that comes is this hanged man card of limbo. And it's kind of this also talks about like not sacrificing yourself too. Don't sacrifice yourself. You got to have boundaries with this, whatever is going on. And then trust those boundaries. Hold them. And this is physical boundaries. This is like, no, I cannot watch them all day long from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night so that you can go out and play. You know what I mean? It's like it's really important. And it's not like that's what's happening now necessarily, but there's an energy of that, like kind of bubbling in there. And it'll keep you very, very busy either way you do it, which is fun, right? This is that beautiful card, the Knight of Wands. It's kind of the Knight of Wands is a little bit about magic and fun, so it'll be super fun for you. But it's the caution is don't overdo it. Okay, so but it's definitely a yes. If you're feeling it in your heart, do it. Oh, good, Carissa. I'm glad that helps. You're welcome. I love you too, Aisha. You're awesome. Oh, the US and the mountains. Well, I'll tell you what, that Georgia, there's that whole big mountain range that comes down that's just above Georgia. It might be, is it the Appalachians? Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it, Aisha. Come to Southern California. You can rent a room from me. I got a nice, big, beautiful house with a whole room just sitting waiting for the right person. Rosie, also, I wonder I hope that that is so helpful to all of you guys. So wonderful. And then Kathy, oh, Kathy is saying she got a little bit out of everybody's messages. And that's one thing that's so good, whatever resonates with you, whatever feels right for you, totally cool. That's one of the fun things that is cool about doing this as a group and doing it in this way is there's messages that are coming, but just because someone asks the question, it doesn't mean the answer is just for them. So I love that. Oh, Aisha. Oh, honey, thank you. You are too. That means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you. I love doing what I do. I really do. I love this. This is what I'm here for, and to help guide and to teach. So, and it's weird. It's like the more I learn, the more I have to teach, and it gets weird sometimes. So we are at 5 o'clock, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. For those of you that who weren't here for the teaching portion of the show, go ahead and go back and listen. Today's message was really important. It's not just about, we were talking about spirit guides, but it's not what you think it's going to be. And also check out that mediumship class. You guys are going to learn about opening the chakras. Who was talking about the chakras? We're going to learn about opening the chakras, about getting our energy fields right, about being able to communicate with guidance and with those on the other side safely and from a very high frequency. All that stuff is in that class. So, oh, Rev Ned, you're wonderful, my cosmic brother. I love you too. I love you too. Rev Ned and I are going to have our next show in October. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes and ears, your ohos open. So I love you guys. Let's just say thank you, thank you, thank you to the heart and souls of each and every one of you, and the one, the all, the love that is the one thread that runs through all of us, that is the truth, that is the light. And beloveds, we just thank you so much. I ask that all who watch this now and in the future be blessed by this show, by the words coming out of my mouth and the frequency that we hold here, that is pure love. And so, aho. And amen. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat station. I love you guys.